Welcome to Battlemage Night. Tonight we're going to paint a Jacobus Vyne. We're going to start with some Fire Slayer flesh and carefully try to go in between all the vines on his staff. We're going to blend these in a little bit later with some other colors, but we're just trying to be as neat as possible with this contrast paint, but it's not the end of the world if a little bit gets on the vines. Next we're going to take Mantis Warrior's Green and go on his underrobe, his cloak area, and his cloak in my eyes kind of is different on the back, so we're going to leave one side blank and do a different color. And we're going to start that nice transition on the staff like on the box art, starting with this real bright yellow that this Mantis Warrior's Green is. Put this on the hood of the cloak, and then move over to Gut Rip of Flesh. We're going to put this on his overrobes, as well as his collar. And then we're going to start putting this basically everywhere else on his staff. And this is a very interesting contrast paint. It's a little bit milky, so it actually helps cover a little bit and give nice transitions. Then Coelia Green Shade, we're going to put this on his decorative area with his little symbol on it, as well as his main hip area. I also decided to do his upper robe in the Gut Rippa Flesh. Just when I was looking at all the colors together, I was originally going to do it Coelia. I kind of like the idea of it just being the Gut Rippa, so then I put the Coelia on the back cloak area. Going back to Fire Slayer Flesh, we're going to put this on all of his undershirt, bracer areas, as well as his bag and his belt. And then taking Coelia Green Shade, kind of dotting it into that little gem stone that's on his belt. Mixing together Deepkin Flesh and Fire Slayer Flesh, we get a tinted somewhere between a layer and a contrast, and we're going to use that as our skin tone. Then Deepkin Flesh only, we're going to go over the beard. Then back to Fire Slayer Flesh. I'm going to do the owl like this. Lead Belcher. We're going to do his sickle. Then back to Coelia Green Shade. And we're going to give a little bit of variation on the owl. And then dot his eyes with the Deepkin Flesh and pick out the beak. Then we're going to do an all-over wash of Nuln Oil. I really wanted to keep the color palette limited on him, of trying to only use a few paints, so we ended up using 7 total on him. Next, going over to Wisper, it's basically going to be the same exact thing. We're going to start with Gut Rip of Flesh and just do it as an all-over. Then Mantis Warrior's Green. Just kind of do this on the tail and the top ends of his little mohawk, and then start deepening that mohawk color. Fire Slayer Flesh. Do that for the little wood branch that he's coming off of. And then Nuln Oil, pick out his little skunk tail pattern. And then his little tree bit. And then I just left the gut ripper flesh alone to give it more of an ethereal look. And now the way that I've been finishing all of our Darkwater models is a dry brushing of Deepkin flesh. Put that all over Jackabus. And all over Wisper. And that's how I painted our Jacobus Vyne. I hope that you'll stay tuned to the channel to watch us play him in Act 2. I've been Tori, and this has been Battlemage Night. Thank you. Good night.